Blessings, blessings, blessings. This is Thursday Night Live at 9. I am Apostle Hellena Horsley, and we are here discussing our relationship series topic. And what we have been in review is 40 marriages that must not hold. Hey, sister, good to see you there. 40 marriages that must not hold. And this is by Dr. D.K. Olukoya. And so we have been in this series for quite some time now. And tonight, now remember, there's 40 marriages that must not hold. And again, these are for people who are contemplating being in a marriage. Hey, daughter. This is for people who are contemplating being in a marriage or they're single right now, preparing themselves for marriage. For people who are already married, and there are some little hills that you got to climb at this time, whatever have you. But this is something that everybody can relate to, whether you are not in a relationship now or going in a previous relationship before, and you had some issues and you had some concerns. But again, as I always say, your ultimate relationship that has number one priority is your own personal relationship with God. That is the most important relationship you can ever have. That is the one that you have with God the Father, because he is God. He's your creator. He fashioned you. He made you. He knows everything about you. And when you have a relationship with him, he can help redefine us. He can help to shape us, to mold us. It is in his power to do those things as we work with him, because one thing that God will not do is override your own will. He won't do that. And so we work with him in this process because he said, your soul is continually in your own hand. That's in the book of Psalms in the 119th chapter, 119th book of Psalm. So your soul is continually in your own hand. So these are your decisions. These are things that you would want to tolerate or things that you don't want to tolerate. And at the same time, if something changes in your life and you tolerated it at one point and then say again you don't like it anymore, well, you're going to have to work that thing out. You're going to have to work it out, because once you have the I do and you make the commitment to wed, to be in a covenant, to be in a marriage. Remember, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers, the Lord God himself, he's going to judge. So there are going to be some trials that's going to be faced in any kind of relationship. I don't care what kind of relationship it is. It could be a mother and child relationship, a father and child relationship, sibling to sibling relationship, husband and wife, cousins, friends, work co-workers, whatever the issues are. These are relationships, whether they're functional or dysfunctional. These are things that everybody's going to have to endure, everybody's going to have to go through, and you can't make people disappear just because you're uncomfortable. That's not going to happen. You can't make people disappear because you're mad at them today. It's just not going to work. So we have to have solutions, right? And so when you have your relationship with your creator, God the Father, and he knows everything about you, and you can talk to him and just say, look, 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 Father, I got some issues. You can talk to him just like that. And you can just tell him all about your situations, and you can go in the word and see what the word says about it. But you let him but you talk to him because he's your father. And as a child of God, you talk to your father about everything. Everything. No matter what it is, you talk to him. He knows all about it anyway, but he loves for you to come and talk to him. And he's going to help give you the strength, the guidance, just like your natural father. If your natural father, you're talking to your father about a situation, you're talking to him because you need maybe to vent, or you need some guidance. Your father's going to give you the guidance that you need, and he's going to help you, because one of the things is a father, a loving father, one who supports his children, is always going to guide them into the right path. Okay, he's going to guide you into what is fitting for you. They know your attitudes. They know who you are in and out, and they know that if you presenting something, that they know how much pressure you can handle. They know when things are overwhelming for you. Your father knows. Okay, so talk to the father. He is the ultimate relationship for every part of our life, because he is who we serve. He is who we honor. He is who we love with all our heart, all our soul, and all our strength. We can only love him like that with everything, with everything. Because some things with other people you will keep back. You won't give all information. You'll keep some things back because you're still developing relationships, you're still developing trust, you're still learning how to bond with people. And so everybody's always apprehensive, but with God there's no apprehension. You can tell him whatever it is. You can tell him what's on your mind, and he will talk back to you. He said, my sheep know my voice, and as strangers they will not follow. So he will talk back to you. And with that being said, I just want you to know everybody has a situation. Everybody has something that they have to go through. Everybody is experiencing something in life. And lest you have your relationship with God the Father, lest you have structure, guidance, teaching, things to help you during your trying times in life, you're going to always have to have something around you to let you know that this too shall pass. Something else is going to come up. This too, it shall pass. Okay, it's not the end of the world. This too shall pass. So we're going to keep living. We're going to keep living. We're going to keep moving. Things are going to happen. But all in all, your soul is continually in your hand. You can make it hard on yourself. You can make it more difficult on your own self. Or you can just walk the life with stride, understanding that this is just something that everybody else goes through, because you're not in it by yourself. These things are common unto man. Common unto man. But God makes a way of escape so that we can bear them. So you have to look for the way of escape so that you can bear it, so you can walk through it and it be okay. So tonight is marriage number 32. And in this marriage number 32, this one is called the medicinal marriage. Medicinal marriage. Last week we talked about the panic marriage. Well, this one is the medicinal marriage. And I like to bring these things up, especially in this book, because many people do not think about what they want in life. You don't think about what you want in life. You don't think about, what kind of husband you would like to have, or what kind of wife you would like to have. You don't take the time to think ahead of time. We just jump into situations because of our emotions or the path that we were on. It took us there because we were on the path that we were just walking, pondering, not thinking about anything in life. A lot of people have goals. Good. Hey, daughter, a lot of people have goals. I mean, what kind of job you want. You're looking for your job. You want to see where you want to work. I remember I had one of my nephews. Our family had went to go eat at Hometown Buffet. We know those things are closed now, but Hometown Buffet. And I remember my nephew was saying, Auntie, I would love to work here at Hometown Buffet. Now I knew my nephew's demeanor. I knew what he would not like to do. I just knew it. I knew that. I knew everything about my nephew. And so I said, okay. And so we're sitting there eating. He said, look, I can make all this money. And I said, now, okay, good. I said, so watch the person cleaning the table. And he watching all night. And would clean the table. Then they would have to go and they would have to put the dishes away. They had to clean the table, and then they had to wash the dishes. They would have to wash the dishes. I said, so, okay, nephew, at the end of the restaurant night, and I looked at him, I said, okay, so you said you couldn't wait to work here, because he loved food. He thought that if he worked at Hometown Buffet, he would just enjoy the food because he just loved food. I said, but look at what they're doing. Is this something that you would want to do all the time? I mean, because some people would love to work at restaurants, but I knew him. That's my point. I knew my nephew, and I said, what do you think now? At the end of the restaurant, at the end of our dining experience, he said, Nah, I don't want to work. I don't want to work here. I said, okay, I just wanted you to see, this is something you said you wanted to do, but I really wanted you to focus and say, do you really want to do that? Watch what they do. And you tell me by the time we leave here, do you want to do that? And he said, no, auntie, I don't want to do that. And you know what? He didn't. But later in life, he ended up, and I thank God that he did go to college, and he got everything he wanted, got his degrees and everything. And he had a job that, boy, I mean, he was number one on his job. And he loved his job. He loved to manage people. He loved to make people happy on the he was a team leader. He was a manager. So he loved his job that he eventually chose. But I knew that restaurant one did not match his personality, even though he loves to eat, and but he'll get tired of all that after a while. And he was like, forget it. And he'll just walk away. But this job that he ended up getting, and he worked real hard to get it, and it just fit him so perfectly. And I tell you, that he wanted, that he desired, it was him. That suited him. He was perfect. He was that person. He was the crew leader. He was the one that helped motivate people. I mean, and he loved the people. He knew how to motivate the people. He knew when things were boring. He knew what to do, but he knew what worked for him and what didn't. So I just thank God for that, because he sought a career, and that career matched him perfectly. It matched him perfectly. So when his life looked like it was going nowhere, it looked like he didn't have anything to do. Well, things happen. Things happen in life, and he was forced to go do something. Okay. And that big push to make him go do something caused him to find the greatest part of his life. And he loved his life. He loved his life. So anyway, you have to know you, and this is why we have God the Father, and be honest with yourself, knowing that if you're lonely, for instance. Okay, if you're lonely, and that's what this tonight's teaching is about. Tonight's teaching is the medicinal marriage. Medicinal marriage. This is marriage number 32. Okay. So if we're talking about medicine, it says a substance or preparation used in treating disease, like cough medicine, something that affects well-being. The science and art dealing with the maintenance of health and the prevention, alleviation, or cure of disease. The branch of medicine concerned with the non-surgical treatment of disease, a substance, drug, or potion used to treat something other than the disease. Bless you, Dion. Good to see you. An object held in traditional American Indian belief to control over natural or magical forces, magical power, or a magical right. The synonyms for medicine: cure, medication, physic. Oh no. Yeah. Drug, medicinal, remedy, medicament, pharmaceutical, specific. These are things for medicine. Okay. And so, medicinal marriage here, the Bible talks about laughter is good. A merry heart is good like a medicine. Okay. A merry heart is good like a medicine. And so, when your heart is merry, now that's internal. When your heart is merry, when your heart is happy, when your heart is filled with cheer, it's like a medicine to you. That's you. That's your inside. Nobody helps your heart but you. Out of the heart spring the issues of life. Whatever is going on in here, in your head, in your mind, is going on here in your heart. Your mind of your heart, your mind, your heart, and then you walk whatever that is out. So if you treat relationships as if they are medicine, you really have a mindset that you're sick, and you're not. Some people say I'm lovesick, you have something going on inside of you. Because one thing for this, I mean, we have a lot of songs. There's a song that said, "Only you can make me happy." It's all kind of songs, right? People sing all kind of songs, and we have these things going on in society, and it has pretty much trained our way of thought, our way of thinking, that everything is on the outside is going to help my inside, but it's the other way around. Whatever you're thinking in your mind, that's going to affect your body. Whatever's in your mind is going to affect your system. And however you respond to the outer things, that's going to be based upon what's in you and out you. And then other people will see you now. Okay? Medicinal marriage. Let's read it. Some ladies marry because they want to cure loneliness. Wow. Let's look at loneliness. Sadness because one has no friends or company. Feelings of depression and loneliness. The fact of being without companions, solitariness, the loneliness of a sailor's life. The quality of being unfrequented and remote, isolation, the loneliness of the farm. Loneliness. So they want to cure loneliness with marriage. Now, that's you. Remember, it's you. This is why, when you're single, you want to enjoy your singleness. Can you go, if you're single, can you enjoy going to the movies by yourself? And if you go by yourself, what do you watch? Think about that. If you're single, can you enjoy going to watch a movie by yourself? Or can you enjoy even going out to eat in a restaurant, like a 5-star restaurant? Can you enjoy going to a restaurant by yourself? You said, oh boy, right? Can you do that? Think about it. So if you can't do that with you, what is the next person going to add to you? Okay, so yeah, it's great. If you can do that for yourself and not feel like your dinner was boring, your dinner, then you are in a place where you're okay with yourself. Okay. So here you have to think about, what do you do? I mean, because people get lonely, they get bored. And most of the time, some people, they're always busy, they're always working, they're always doing something, right? You said, yep, and have. Yes, and have. See? So when you do that and you have this freedom within yourself where you don't have to have a partner, meaning a marriage interest, to be with you, just to be happy or just to fulfill a quiet time of your day, or a quiet time, or just an evening, or you're not impressed by other people going out to eat and so forth. But it says, unfortunately, many have ended up marrying loners, people that don't talk to people. This kind of marriage does not work. So people who are loners, they don't like to talk. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of times you can say that you're lonely, but then when you get around a lot of people, and again, you have a very busy life, right? You have a very busy life. And if you start getting around people and your life is busy and you like being by yourself, you're going to find that when you get around people, get around the crowds, it's good for about 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. After that, you're ready to go. And if your life is so busy, you go home and you don't have to talk to everybody because you've been talking all day long. Does that make sense? You've been talking all day long. So it remains to be so busy. You're not looking for, and if you think you're lonely, because of the moments of quietness, because of your moments of solitude, because your moments of the holidays, the Valentine's Day that the people, celebrate, the Christmas times where you're seeing all the movies with the dates and all these festivities of when you're getting married and all of these things that happen around family dinner tables, family talks. So you'll see all of that, and you might have a mind that says, I really wish I had somebody to, walk around in these times. But then when you think about it, it's like, no, that's okay, I can wait. You have to really think about your life and really who you are and how you're going to work things out. It says, unfortunately, many have ended up marrying loners, people that don't talk to people. This kind of marriage does not work. A lot of people are married but still single. How about that? Married, and there's a lot of people who have experienced marriages just like that. Married and still single because they don't want to talk, they don't want to communicate, they don't want to do anything. You have an interest, they don't have an interest, or they don't even want to go to the movies. They don't want to do anything. So you're married, but it's like you're still single. You're just roommates. See? So when you marry out of loneliness and people don't like to talk or they don't like to do anything, if you think that this was going to solve that problem, it doesn't. The truth is that there's no medicinal marriage anywhere. Marriage is not a cure-all therapy. How about that? They have this written as if marriage is therapy. It is only a normal state in life. Most people have discovered that after marriage, nothing has changed. Their partners are still human. They still experience pain. They still grapple with practical situations of life. Struggles are still made to remain happy. You still got to do things to make yourself happy, right? You still got to keep yourself in a certain state. Pursuing marriage as if it was one pill that will cure all your ailments in life will remain a venture that will produce no enduring result. You cannot cure loneliness by going into a medicinal marriage. Life still happens, and this is why I'm saying, hey, bless you, Felicia. This is why I'm saying what you say. No, thank you. This is what I'm saying. Life is still going to be lifing. Life is still going to be lifing. Things change. So how do you handle current life situations now? If you don't handle your current life situations now with yourself, by yourself, and finding solutions, right? The person that you eventually do marry will add to your life, add better to your life. Remember, the Father said that the gifts that he has, they are good. They're perfect. They come from him. They come from the Father of lights, in whom is no variableness, neither shadow of thing. So it's a good and perfect gift that comes from him. So everything that he has is going to be good for you. It's going to be good for you. Even the trials are going to be good for you. Even it's going to be good for you. Two are better than one. Marriage, it's a covenant. It's going to be good for you. Even situations that happen in life, regular situations, regular struggles. Sometimes you'll hit a time of depression, right? How do you dig yourself out of the state of depression, a temporary depression? How do you dig yourself out of situations that are overwhelming? Okay, things are still going to happen, but then you have somebody to bounce things off of, to help you with how you're thinking, right? To help you gather everything when you're overwhelmed. because a hug and a food is not going to change the overwhelming situation. You still have things that you have to settle. You still have things that you still have to do. Some people, they may have employment, but something else comes along the way, and now you need to have extra funds. What do you do for that extra funds? What do you do? How do you gain that? How do you gain that, especially with things going up today? Okay? What is that going to be like? So just talking and just crying about it and just look, I'm going to give you an example. Look, I've been on my retirement, right? I've been on my retirement. It is what it is. I have my income from my retirement, right? I thank God for my income from my retirement. But I have insurance. I'm talking about medicinal cures. I have insurance. And the insurance cost is like $1,900. This is going to cut off. And so I'm going to have to either go into my current retirement, which I don't want to do, to help pay for my insurance, or I'm going to have to do something. And I have like a couple months to figure that out. I'm married. I got what I got. But I know what I don't want to do. You understand? I'm not struggling in that decision. I know what I don't want to do. I know what I had plans on doing. It's not a surprise to me because I knew the time was going to come. Right? Does that change anything here? No. Is it going to be an adventure for me? Yeah, because now I'm going to figure something out. I said, okay, I got to have this amount of money for the next. I got to get it together. Okay. So talking, okay, I could talk about that, but I like to handle things, right? And I know what I need to do. So it's gonna be done, but this is an adventure, right? This is an adventure. This is something that I'm gonna have to do. But I already knew it beforehand. I already knew it was coming close. And so now because I got the letter now I'm just gotta go press into it and take care of business, right? So does that change anything with no, it doesn't change anything. It's just I just know there's things I have to do. Right? It just is what it is. So at the same time, marriage, I can't go to my husband and say, look, I need you to do this. I don't want to do that. Not that I can't, but I don't want to do that. You know why? Because I had another career. I had another thing I wanted to do for a career. I had something else I was planning on doing, and I'm still going to do it. So I had something else I was planning on doing because remember, I retired at 53. I retired at 53 2 years ago. Retired at 53, and I already knew I was going to have a second career. I was going to do something else. So I knew because that's another adventure for me. Okay. It's another adventure for me. It's something else for me to do. It's something else for me to experience. And I said, what do I want to do? Going to law, working for another PD in another city that doesn't have my CalPERS. Do I want to listen? And I'm bringing all that up to say stuff just happens. It doesn't make me sad or anything because I already knew what I was going to do. Right? It doesn't like make me pull anything from my husband. Like, look, this is what I need you to do. It doesn't make me do that. We're going to talk. We're going to discuss it. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to doing something new. You guys have no idea. I'm looking forward to doing something else, meaning another kind of career. I'm kind of thinking like, what do I want to do now? So this is a whole brand new stuff, and it's going to be happening really soon. And I'm excited about it, but it's not, look, the things are still going to happen in your life is what I'm saying. And you're still going to have to juggle. So your marriage partner is not the one he's not the reason for you to be married to solve your problems. You understand? It's not there to solve your issues. It's not. Life is still lifing. You work things out together. Stuff happens. And then what? So it's not a cure for loneliness. It's not. If you like to be somebody that's really by yourself, right? If you're by yourself and you like to be by yourself, well, that's one thing. But not saying that you have to sit down and wish for somebody all day long. I'm not saying that either. But it's just the fact that you enjoy just living life and you're not rushing to do anything. You're not running into doing anything. It just is what it is. And it's going to happen when the time comes. So marriage is not for medicinal purposes. It's not to solve your problems. It's just another life coming to do life with you. That's what it's about. To do life with you, for better, for worse. It's to do life with you. Okay? That's all I have for tonight. This was marriage number 32. We'll have marriage number 33. So just something to ponder, just something to think about, because life is lifing. Things change. Things happen. I'm kind of excited about what I'm about to do. But anyway, things happen, things change. Talk to the Father in heaven. There's a plan, there's a way, there's something going on. There's something happening. There's something that you can do. There's something you can be involved in. There's something. But know for certainty that marriage is honorable and all, and the bed is undefiled. And singleness, you live without distractions. When you're married, you care for the things of your spouse. And you still do life together. So think ahead. Plan ahead. Think about it. You don't want to be the married single person. So you don't want to marry somebody because you feel you're lonely. Because if that's a reason, it's a bad reason. And then you're gonna be lonely again, even in the marriage. So that doesn't dissolve that. That doesn't resolve your issue. The issue is in here. It's right here. A lot of times people marry for the wrong reasons. But your answer is right inside here. This should be a compliment to you, a compliment to life, complimentary to you, not a need. There's a want, there's a desire, but it's not a need. All right. This is Thursday Night Live at 9. I'm Apostle Hellena Horsley. I thank you all for joining me. I'll see you next week for marriage number 33. This is 33 out of 40. So marriage number 33, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll talk to you later.